We just saw 12 Years a Slave, directed by Steve McQueen. So describe the movie and what did you think?
Well, it was like nothing I ever saw before. And seeing the personalities involved in these so-called starring roles was incredible to believe. But it was so dynamic and overwhelming that it was like another atomic bomb of sorts that just sort of blew everything up to see it what it is. By that I mean the pains, well, the man's inhumanity to man. And so little emphasis on not just love, but on consideration, caring, and how people have to suffer in a dead-end world. When somebody tells you you go out to the field, you dig, and that's all you can do is dig there, that's quite a limiting lifestyle. The actors who are gorgeous, their expressions of misery and even mutual camaraderie was remarkable. And I'm grateful to be happy to experience this and even the circumstances which I am experiencing. I wish I really had something to contribute, but I'm more interested now in getting somebody else or the directors highlighting what really they were trying to do and doing, and let me take my version of it, translate it from my human experience, and I could relate to so much of this stuff, stuff I used to take for granted, but I grew up with for the most part, a majority of blacks at times, and they were given pretty good credit in this thing too. Their expressions, the longevity of those looks, of those eyes, and suffering. Anyway, I could ramble on, but it was a remarkable experience in itself. There's a vision from above, in the middle, and from below, and it just and horrible to think of what the people had to go through, just living to themselves and in a minimal way, and it's like plowing up the field of my memories and then growing new concepts and ideas. And I certainly think it's marvelous that the producers and supporters and everything were able to make such a frank presentation. I just almost can't believe it was possible. And I could thank a few relatives along the line here, but I know they're not looking for praises or anything like that. They just are happy just to see the true depth of life can be studied and empathized with. Life can be rather simple in a way, but the worst part about it looks like it's going to be getting harder all the time with high technology and everything like that. With the good days come bad days. And we're just survivors of a world to be, and it's dog-eat-dog world too much. Other than that, you have to pick your joys and persons you love and cultivate their love for you, and just gotta hope for the best. I would love to, get around to reading the book that I should have read umpteen years ago. And I will get around to reading it and discussing it. There's so much studies and stuff that are so fruitful and meaningful. And right now it's we're lucky to have Hollywood, so to say, or the visual arts plowing up these individuals and bringing them to life, and hoping that someone out there is acknowledging it and trying to take a step forward for humanity and not strictly rely on God for every aspect, but in a general sense, of course. But man needs to be living with this mankind and just keep things simple as possible, fair as possible, and be happy and have the joy of a friend and a parent or husband, wife, children. Well, I could ramble forever, but the presentation was just glorious, and another world which we needed to be impacted with and come out of that. And God bless the people that put this together, and God help the people that finally seeing the light and the true story of the life and society. I could go on, but you just have to experience it yourself and be honest about it. With that, I say amen. I thought it was so remarkable that people are so deprived of this and that. They have this young man or very young people playing violins and playing great music, where nowadays, even in advanced grades in school and all, you don't have that much music is defined as classical or something aesthetic. My mind's going round and round to capture these things. It's just unbelievable that life could have been this way. So much of it this way, and the look in their eyes. It's, to me, I just got to sit down with it and meditate it on, just as you may meditate on the Bible or something like that. Okay, well, what can I say except you got me talking too much, and I'm going to shoot myself down by having these episodes, so to say. And I thank my young man that made this possible. I thank him for introducing me to a little more of the real world and his interest in study. I guess I'm due for another amen. Amen.
All right, so would you recommend 12 Years a Slave?
Not hardly, unless it was 12 years of being a slave to institutions, studying.
No, I mean, would you recommend the movie?
Oh, well, yeah, but it would take a guts to really try to give a strong support for it, because I don't think people's minds are near focused on anything like this. I don't even know if they'll pick up on it, but they should. And they probably would be proud of themselves if they did, and then spread the word with their fellow partners or whoever. Certainly, it's really something. But do it on a day when you can dismiss your worldly so-called pursuits and settle down to another world that existed, and thrive on it. To say nothing, the color, the beauty, the sunset, the greenery, it was remarkable. It was actually a paradise, but it was lived like it was a hell. Thank you. I would love to have something with you and all, but it may knock down your prestige if people got to know me.
There's my other roommate's cat. She loves having her head rubbed.
Boy, perfect models too.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, scared me. You scared me.
Or more the back of her head and her sides. That's what she likes more. Her head, not her whole body.
Thank you. God, it's been a long time since.
See, she's leaning right into my hand.